that were lost due to lack of communication. Sisters that are gone over some type of complication. These tears building on my face, I call it condensation. Thinking about the wasted time, I'm looking for compensation. Cause time is money, and for years I was going broke. I no longer be puffing trees, but I'm blowing smoke. They all wanted handouts, I'm done drawing boats. Ever since I picked up this pen, I've been showing growth. I've always been the type to put my brothers on, but not if the cost is the price of my mother's arm. We all take breaks and realize the summer's gone. That's my cue to get back to work, time to break another dawn. I'm speaking to anyone who listens.
Yo, what's good? You already know it's me, your boy Bakerboy, the greatest photographer that you know.
You already know who I am, man. It's your boy Cicero, the greatest rapper under 30 years old. How's everybody doing, man?
It was good, man. We hope everybody out there being safe, continuing
Always.
to be safe, not forgetting and getting lackadaisic, thinking that everything's back to normal, because it is not.
Nah, definitely not. It's far from that right now.
So what's been going on with you, man?
Chilling, bro. I've been getting better at like video editing and stuff. Working on Final Cut, like I've been telling you. I want to try to get into photography and videography and stuff like that. And then I actually had a couple weeks off transitioning from my old job to my new job. Just been waiting on a whole bunch of stuff for clearance and stuff like that. So I've been using that to kind of just learn about the stuff that I'm into. But other than that, man, everything's been good. What about yourself, bro?
Man, I just been grinding, man. I've been working on projects left and right.
Yeah.
School started back, so we back in school.
Yeah, I feel that.
Trying to get this online work learning stuff back up is
that's crazy.
It's a nonstop hassle, and it's just one of them things that it's our current situation.
Yeah.
A lot of people going through it. But it is what it is. It's our reality right now. So you just make the best of it. But it's one of those things that you mentioned about getting into photography and learning stuff like editing.
Yeah.
And to anybody who's a photographer, I'm gonna give you advice about that. And the main advice about that is to learn photography first before you learn editing. Because when you learn editing, what you're doing is you're learning how to fix a mistake.
Right.
But you want to learn to not make as many mistakes first. So you learn your camera, you learn being out and about so that you limit some of the edits that you'll have to fix later on. See, a lot of guys learn editing first, but you kind of putting yourself in the mindset that I'm going to have to fix more than I'm going to have to.
Right.
So, because if you film at the right time, then you don't even have to edit it.
Create less mistakes for yourself.
You create less mistakes for yourself.
Right.
So, the main thing is to be out there and have the eye and practice the eye in using the tool itself before you even. And then once you learn editing is like second nature to photography.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, the way photography started, they couldn't edit.
Right. It was just the picture itself.
Just the picture. That picture in that red room you see in the movies.
Yeah.
You can edit that. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You had to take it for that. So they had to learn to make sure that they had the best picture from the beginning. So that's just a hint for anybody out there who's trying to get into it.
Free game.
It eliminates the mindset of thinking that you're going to have to do more work later. So
free game.
Just a free note, man, for anybody out there who's interested. So what we got for him today, Cicero?
We're going to have to start this show off today with a really, really sad topic. Pretty sure everybody knows by now, unfortunately, the recent passing of the great Chadwick Boseman, who has played in some of the most iconic roles arguably ever in such a short acting career, or a short acting career by other people's, standards if you compare it to their careers. But he's played Black Panther, which is already ridiculously iconic. He's also played Jackie Robinson in 42. He's played James Brown in Get On Up, which is a great movie. And then he's played Thurgood Marshall in, I think the name of the movie is Marshall. And then obviously he's got other great movies like 21 Bridges and The Five Bloods and stuff like that. So he's just all around just one of the greatest actors of his time and of all time. And unfortunately he passed away a couple weeks ago of colon cancer. So, I think his passing kind of made me reflect on his impact and like the impact that he had on this generation or even just people in general, because his roles are so iconic and his roles have so much meaning behind just the role itself. Like the stories that he tells throughout his roles are something that will resonate with people for a really, really long time. Like I feel like with Black Panther, kids especially, didn't really have a black superhero to look up to, really. He really gave them that, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like with other movies like 42, he told a story for the young generation in a way that a history book can't tell you the story. And for a music lover, he told the James Brown story and the impact that James Brown had in a way that, just a documentary can't tell you. Like, he really brought those things to life. Like, my favorite movie by him all time is 42, which is the movie he played Jackie Robinson. And you watch those movies, you sit down and you actually watch them, you almost feel like you're watching, like you know how Jordan,
when it happened.
Yeah, when it happened. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, you know how Jordan's was the Jordan documentary is recorded throughout his career.
Yeah.
You watching those kind of movies, especially 42, you
Makes
almost
feel like you're
you almost
going
feel
through
like
it,
you're
yeah.
watching it as it happened. And for somebody to be able to do that in a film, that is crazy.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, especially for your generation, and then it was for my generation, but even more for your generation, because it's like you're learning as you're watching the movie.
100%.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
a lot of this generation doesn't know none of these stories. They haven't even heard them until they actually get to see the story.
Right.
See, we had to fill in all the blanks with our imagination. So you guys get to actually see it as it was told.
Right.
So definitely, you get that feeling of being actually part of the whole story and the emotion that comes with the movies.
Yep.
Which is a credit to him being a great actor. But what I want to touch on real fast, and I think it's important that we all take time to acknowledge certain things, is that when certain people die, I think it's because it has a different impact.
Right.
I'm a firm believer that we all have missions here on Earth. We have things that we're put here for. I don't think nobody was here for no reason.
I agree.
I think everybody has a role or something that they're here for. And I look at people like Kobe Bryant, for instance.
Great example.
And when people die every day, and
Yep.
people don't pay attention to them. Let's just be honest. People die every day,
Every
and
day.
the majority doesn't get any attention paid to them. But when somebody like Kobe Bryant dies, you even heard Michael Jordan say he wanted to go hug his daughters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got guys all over the world being proud to now say, I'm a girl dad.
Yeah. That wasn't a thing before.
It wasn't a thing before, when it was something that should have been, but it wasn't.
It wasn't, yeah.
You know what I mean? It took Kobe dying for dudes to be like, dang,
great,
bro,
dude.
I need to be a better father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Forget basketball, a better father.
You know what I mean? Because of how they looked up to him. And I said this a long time ago, and I brought it up to you, I think, in previous conversations, that I got in an argument with a female. And I told her that it was about Michael Jordan and his shoes, when people were shooting each other over the shoes.
Right.
And I told her, I said that if he would have addressed it, it would have had an impact, because the hood listens
To him.
to MJ.
To Michael Jordan, 100%. They listen to Mike, listen to Kobe, they listen to Bron, all of them.
They listen.
Yeah.
See, a female don't get, not a female, that female that I was talking to didn't understand that.
Right.
Like for Mike to be so quiet, kind of
It didn't help the situation.
And I would never blame Mike,
Yeah.
because that's his choice, but it didn't help things.
Yeah.
Him coming out saying, hey, I don't really want y'all doing that, Bazi, might have saved at least one or two or three. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So I look at, things like that about life. So, let's take this back to Chadwick.
Right.
I look at him the same way, because look at the movies that he was in.
Right.
He grabs our attention because of the movies that he was in. Therefore, his death was more impactful than it would have been.
Yep.
Now you got dudes going to get checked for colon cancer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy, man.
Dudes who everybody looked at him and thought he was fine.
And that's incredible strength on his part, on the
You
part of
feel
Chadwick
me?
Boseman, to be able to play all of those kind of roles while going through what he was going through for
You know
colon
how
cancer.
much motivation that is for so many other people?
Yeah.
See, these guys, to me, accomplished what they were sent here for.
Yeah.
So their death should be celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like they just died just for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's sad. It's because it caught us off guard. But look at it. Kobe dying at what age? What it was? I can't. 40. You think Kobe 40 is equivalent to the average person's 40? Kobe's 40 is like your 165.
165, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What he did in his 40 years is just so, you know what I mean? It's got so much meaning
He
to
done
it.
lapped us 2, 3, 4 times. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So, you look at it from a different perspective when you start understanding life at that level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes, it's sad, but wow. Wow.
Yeah, take
look
a
what he
moment.
did.
Take
You know
a
what I
moment.
mean?
Yeah, take a moment
Look
for sure.
what he did in that short time.
Yeah.
Look at what he did while he was sick, bro. Like that in itself is amazing. You know what I mean?
Didn't even know he was sick. That's crazy, man. Like that's why I said it's incredible strength on the part of Chadwick Boseman, because in being able to inspire so many people, some people. Everybody's being inspired, right? But some of those people that are being inspired are healthy people. Some of those people that are being inspired are not healthy people. Some of those people that are being inspired are going to get sick. And for all of them to look up to him as a superhero while he's like going through basically life and death, that will touch and impact so many people for years to come, man.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So, you know, we gonna keep the soul of Black Panther forever, because that's what he's gonna always be remembered as.
Yeah, that's probably gonna go down as the role that most people remember him for.
And you know, the reality of it is that, you know,
I think that's because that's big. I think he's gonna go down as that role being his most remembered role, because that's probably his most unique role when you really get into it, because there's no other role like that one. There's no other black superhero.
Yeah, it's nothing to compare it to.
Yeah, you can't compare it to anything. So that's probably why it'll go down as like his most remembered one, even though I don't think that's his best one, as amazing as it is.
And it's far from, because like I said, you know, initially it was more about what the movie represented versus anything else. But, you know, as an actor, he was very talented and accomplished so much.
100%.
So, you know, rest in peace, man, Chadwick Boseman. And anybody else out there who has an opinion, we would love to hear what you guys think, how you know, remember him, and, you know, just your thoughts.
What's your favorite movie from Boseman as well? I'm curious to hear that. I want to see how many people would probably say Black Panther, how many people would say some other movies and stuff like that.
And I know his name is Boseman, but I like Bossman.
Chadwick Boseman. That's kind of hard.
It just look kind of hard.
That's kind of hard. Chadwick Boseman. That's kind of hard.
You know what I mean? So, shout out to everybody out there who listening, man. Let us know what you think. You know, me and Cicero will be back with another M&O hot topic.
Since I first picked up the mic, I've been the underdog. But since the basement, I've never really been under y'all.
It's kind of hard,
getting
bro.
expensive. My mama needed me. This time I pay you back for how you treated me. Like all the ramen and sardines you would feed to me. That's part of the legacy I'll leave when I cease to be. The question is, how will the world tell my story? And when it comes to the credit, who will they give the glory? Just cause I ride in my own lane doesn't make me Tory. Ready to take the game.